heading back to Montreal. And that's great to be away. So you come back to your regular routine with greater vigor. That's the ultimate. Do you live to go away, or do you live to where you live? To many people, of course, it's, being away is what life is. Looking forward to. All right. Welcome to Tanya. Today we have with us Julia in Pennsylvania. Brett is also Pennsylvanian. Did I get that right? We have Mark with us in California. John in North Carolina. Eugenia is in Calgary. Leah in Florida. Jackie in North Carolina. Mark Lazata, welcome back in Poland. Michael in Germany. Andrea in Phoenix. We have Stan in England. Amy in Colorado. Leah in Florida. Rena in Colorado. Diane in Arizona. Clem in Brisbane. Simcha in Florida. Sandy in Michigan. Denise in New Jersey, Rabbi in Morocco, Denise in Davida and Liba in New York. Okay, wonderful. We have with us Michael, we have Adam in Indonesia. We have Charles, Naomi, beautiful. Instagrammers, we have Akoya Lima, Peru, Hamid in Montreal, Marlene in Florida, Shalom. We have Livsha in Baltimore. Michael has joined us. Jersey Yid. Beautiful. Dana in Washington State. Wow, you're right. A good Yiddish, Liba. Should be gesund and well, Liba. Liba Bas. Fredel. Darren in Darren, I think you're in the Philippines, if I remember correctly. Okay, folks. We spoke that when we do something wrong, we need to own it, of course. Owning it means changing a path. You do something wrong, owning it, having regret, changing the path. That's called tshuva, that's called penitence, that's called repentance. Tashuv, to return. To return on the straight and narrow, to return, to connect to God, to be connected. Doing something wrong is a disconnect. It's a disconnect from the true self of who we are, which we're going to get more into that in the following chapter. We're in chapter 3 right now. But it's a disconnect from your real, true self. And tshuva means to return. Now, when you do something wrong against another, the person forgives you, but they may not forget. So forgetting means to be pleasant before them as you were pleasant before you did anything wrong, the indiscretion. So likewise before God. Tshuva means to return. God forgives you. Absolutely. If we really mean it, God forgives. And we'll learn more about that concept too. But forgetting, I don't know if forgetting is the right term, but that you should be before God as if you were before the sin, before you did the indiscretion. How do you get there? So you have to bring a gift. Sometimes the Holy Temple, that would be what's called an offering on the altar. Today we don't have that. So there's a concept of fasting that our sages have taught us about fasting. And as I reminded everybody in yesterday's class, be careful. Don't start fasting. And don't even start intermittent fasting because of this. Because it's not, first of all, intermittent fasting. Although intermittent fasting can play a role, as we will actually see not in tomorrow's class, but not today. So fasting, because fasting is giving up some of yourself. It's the gift, so to speak, that you give. And again, we have to be very careful because we're going to learn tomorrow about who can fast and who can't fast. Don't think that that's the way to go, because we will learn more that there's another path to take. But in the meantime, we learned that, for example, the Arizal tells us that to fast for certain wrong things that we've done. So, for example, getting angry. And this is a sure cure for getting angry, right? And especially if someone feels that they need to lose weight, let them get angry once, because you have to fast 151 fasts to be not tshuva for being forgiven, but to stand before God as if you had never got angry. By the way, just parenthetically, just showing you how important it is that if we have anger issues, what to do with that. We can't allow that to control us. That's very severe. Now, there's a debate amongst the later day Musar sages, ethical teachings sages, of what happens if you got angry many times, 3 times. Or in the example that he gives over here, if a person has wasteful emission of semen, which the Arizal says you have to have fast 84 times, which is almost half of that of anger, which is interesting to note. Wasteful emission of semen by a man. So 84 times. Well, what happens if it happened? By the way, it doesn't mean willfully. It means even unintentionally, like in a nocturnal dream. Nocturnal emission, rather. So, how many times do you have to fast if it happened 3 times? Is it 3 times 84? What happens at 10 times? Is it 10 times 84? 804. Oh boy. So there's a debate. Some say that you look at the offering of fasting, which is based on the offerings on the altar, like a sin offering. And for a sin offering, which is for a prohibition of the Torah that a person did unintentionally, you bring for each sin an offering. Others look at it, no, like a positive commandment that when you transgress, that the offering that you bring is called a Elah offering, that is consumed completely on the altar, and that, if, for example, if you forgot to say the Shema, on time 10 times, which or actually no, yes, if you forgot the prayer, the Amidah, right, which is only a rabbinic law, so there's 61 fasts. Again, sure way to remain thin. So if you did that several times, then if you look at it as a Elah offering, maybe 5. right, as an oil offering, so then you would bring for many transgressions or things that need fixing. One oil offering for many similar sins, right? So we have a debate. Is it how many? Is it 10 times? If it was 10 times you did a mistake, or is it only the one time? So the Alter Rebbe says that the decision that's made, the accepted decision, is that you will do it 3 times. Why 3? Because 3, when you do something wrong one time, okay, it's only once. You do it a second time, so it's like you did something once, you stained, and it's external. Second time, it's also external. External meaning that it's not really through and through. 3 is a concept of permanence, that it goes through and through. Right? It goes from one end to the other, meaning it really affects you. So if you did something 3 or more times a sin, let's say you did 10 times, in order to deplete yourself of the negativity of that sin, 3 times takes it out. And that is the accepted opinion. With that, it's a very short class today. We finished this concept. Again, I want to forewarn everybody here, please do not start fasting, even intermittent fasting based on this. We're going to speak more about this in the fourth, for 2 more classes, to get clarity on this concept. Okay? But this is not about repentance. This is about to be forgotten. That you stand before God as if you were clean entirely, as if before the sin. More on this to come. I can't continue the conversation now. We will continue our conversation in tomorrow's class on all this. So please keep tabs if you have questions. I see there were a couple of questions. How long do you fast for? So it's from the morning to the evening fast. And we're going to find out more about that. I don't want to give over what, but again, please don't do this till we've learned some more together. All right? Our conversation is to be continued. God bless you. Have an amazing, wonderful day. Thank you.